Hello, my name's Katie and welcome to my shed. If you're new here, very nice to meet you. My name's Katie, as I just said, and I generally paint in my shed a couple of times a week, trying to get in here more, but sometimes it's hard, you know, with life and work and things, but usually twice a week I'm in my shed painting. And I like doing birds mainly, but I do landscape as well. And over the last couple of weeks I've been trying out different techniques on owls, and I've been enjoying doing the same image multiple times to try and just to kind of work through some stuff in my head and decide what I like and what I don't like. And so I'm going to do more of the same this week, but I thought rather than doing an owl I might do a peregrine because I've never done one before, so I figured it was worth a go. And I'm going to start by doing the watercolour, so something quite loose like these ones here, and we'll see how it goes, and then I'll make a start on the acrylic. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how much I'll get done today because it's a school day, so I've only got a couple of hours of free time between school runs and stuff, but we'll get as much done as we can. As usual, it's noisy outside. Today it's an aeroplane, some days it's a motorbike. It's the excitement of living in a town. So yes, anyway, how are you all keeping? Glad to hear that. The weather's turned, hasn't it? This week was so cold. The heating came on one day, which was completely unexpected, and I might have to get the coat out of the cupboard and give it a wash. I was hoping to wait until post-holiday, but can't always have what we want, can we? And I've already had to scare the cat out of the garden once today. I felt a little bit like John Wick, but with a water pistol, because he just doesn't get it. Our cat's inside and he's just loitering around outside, and she's getting more and more stressed, so I do have to get him out the garden. That's my week really. So let's do some painting. We're going to start with the watercolours, and I'm gonna, oh my goodness, one day I will get my words out correctly. So I'm going to be using the Rosa Gallery watercolours because that's what's out on the desk, and I like them. I've got two sets, well they're not mine, they're workshop ones, but sorry Lou, I do use them quite a lot. So I've got this little set which I think is called the classic set, and then there's another set, I don't know what it's called. And I've added a couple of my own into this set here. It's a bit of a mess. I'm not a tidy worker, but I'm going to need most of these colours again today, so it just seems silly to waste them. Okay, I'm going to turn you around and we'll do a bit of painting together. Okay, so I've drawn it out. My reference material is, as usual, I've used a picture from Unsplash just because they're royalty free. I can't remember the name of the photographer, but I'll have a look and I will insert it now. There's not a whole lot of colour going on, so there's sort of blues and greys and a little bit of yellow, and I think I might add sort of some pinks or creams into the chest, because otherwise I just think to soften it a little bit that would be good. And I'm gonna try and be much looser than I was with the others and minimal palette, because last time with the tawny owl, that's what I think wasn't successful but worked well with the barn owl. So we'll see if that works. So I'm going to start with the lights, sort of drop those in, dry it off a bit, and then go in with the dark colours. So I'm going to wet the page a bit. What should we start with? Let's start with the yellow, sort of around the eye. And then I'm going to clean my brush and try and get in some of these bits here. And I'm going to use, I'm not really sure what the colour is called. It's some sort of blush rose, Naples, I think it might be Naples pink or something it's called. Which on its own, I haven't got a scrap of paper, but this is the kind of colour, that's not it, that's mixed with some yellow, isn't it? This is the Naples pink. It's very watered down, but it can be a bit, or Naples blush, it's something like that it's called. So I'm going to use a bit of that, but very watered down, just to knock back the white a bit around here. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I do quite like to abuse my brushes a bit just to get a few different textures and marks in. So you won't necessarily see me using the brushes as they are designed to be used. Watching it back, I wish I'd stopped here. I really like it. But there you go. That's the problem with watching things back, is you realise where you should have stopped. Okay, that's all dry. And what I'm going to do, before I put any more detail in on the bird, I'm going to get some background in, and I'm going to use, I want to go dark, so some like black mixed with a little bit of blue or Payne's grey or something, just take the edge off it so it's not black. Or maybe like a really dark, I might add some red or something. I'm going to add something to it. I might add a bit of red just to make it dark, and this will stand out, and then we can look at any other detail I want to add, and I can do that with pen or a bit more of the watercolour, or a bit of both probably. Okay, that's the first one done. I just want it to dry fully, and then I'm going to try and rub out some of the pencil marks, and I might go in with some more pencil marks just to sort of put a bit of definition in around the beak. I didn't really want to use pen because I think a black line would just be too harsh. I've got a grey pen though, which might be alright. Let's have a look. No, it's still going to be too dark. So yeah, I'll go in with some pencil just around the beaks, I think. Beaks? The beak. There's only one beak. Just to get some of this definition in here. But overall I'm quite pleased with it. Had to put splatter in because obviously the peregrines have got a sort of speckledy chest and it just felt right. But I am pleased. A much more limited palette, which I find hard because I do like to use all the colours all the times, but no, I'm pleased with it. I just want a little bit more definition here, so I might have to lighten the beak a tiny bit. I can use a pencil or something to do that, like a coloured pencil or okay, well, I quite like it. It is a bit rough and ready, but actually I think I would have liked to have done it even rougher and readier, because there are a few little patches of overwork on it. But no, I quite like it. I think I've got the definition around the beak sorted now. I just used some pencil because I didn't really want the line completely dark. Yeah, pleased with it. I think I could have done with it being a little bit smaller so that I could do the border around the edge, because I do like it with the border. But yeah, aside from that, I'm happy. I think it looks better with the mount around it, just because it tidies it up. That's a very badly placed mount, but yeah, if you can see what I mean, you can see what I mean there, can't you? So that was quite fun. Okay, I'm trying to be a bit messier and a bit looser. We'll see what happens. I've just gone in with the yellows and a little bit of that pink. I'm not sure I'm in love with that pink. I always need to, I can get tissue, lift some of it off, I think. Just looks kind of dirty, doesn't it? But I mean, we'll all be going over it with other colours, so sure, it'll be fine. Right, I'm gonna leave that there, go and do the school run, and I suspect I will be picking this up tomorrow rather than later today. Going in with a little bit of that yellow. Okay, righty-ho, I will catch you later. I think that one's better. It's got less, hang on. It's definitely looser than this one. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so we can show them side by side. There we go. Yeah, this is much more the effect I was wanting, sort of much looser, less of these sort of different colours showing through. I probably like this roughness here more than this. Yeah, do prefer it. I might put some of I like these sort of squiggly marks in the background, so I might put some of them in. Yeah, they're coming on nicely. Okay, so that's me done for the day. I do need to get off. Looking at them in the camera, I think I prefer that one. It's got, I don't know, maybe it's a combination of the two. I think it needs a little bit more contrast in the body, that one. But I like the fact I can see the progression between the two. So tomorrow I will do the acrylic. And my plan is to like keep it to 4 colours maybe, and just keep it really minimal. We'll see if I achieve that, because you all know I like to use a million colours. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. It is beautiful outside, but it's really cold in here because the way the sun comes around, the sun doesn't get in here till, well, it doesn't get in here ever. So I'm a bit cold. I've had the heater on already. I've just drawn up the canvas board. So I've drawn it out. It is quite textured, so I'm not sure how much I'll like painting with it. I'm just debating whether I gesso it first or if I just go in. I think I'll leave it as is. So I'm going to go use acrylics. I'm going to use minimal colours. I'll start with the lights and then we'll build on that. I probably won't get many colours done this morning because I've got to get out for football, but we'll make a start. Okay, I'm going to start with this. So I've got a couple of Daniel Smiths and I've got Winsor Newton, the Galleria Naples Yellow, which I'll try and do for the lights. We'll do that on time lapse, I think. Okay, so that's the underpainting done. Obviously needs a lot of work, but we've done the first layer and I'll come back later and get some more done. At the moment I'm not loving it, but that's because, as per usual, I've gone in too tight and I need to now work backwards and loosen it up, which is annoying because I should know better, but I clearly don't, and I'm just going to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. I said I was going to stop and then I carried on, didn't I? One day I'll learn. Right, my plan was to try and get the eye and the beak right, and then I'm going to loosen up this lot a lot. But I need the paint to dry. I need to do a bit more detail around the eye and the beak, and then Then I'm going to sand this back, gesso it, I think, and then just go in a bit looser with some of these shapes and colours. And probably bring some of the background in and some of the feathers out, just to sort of blend that out a bit. But I'm going to leave it to dry. I'm going to go and watch a football match, and I will see you later. Bye. I'm back in the shed. Saturday afternoon now. We had football, and the sun shone and it was beautiful, and the girls won, so that is a result. And even more of a result is that it's now raining, so I can't mow the lawn, so that's a shame. Yeah, so I've come back in here, so that's a result. It's, looking at it, I don't love it at the moment. It is just a bit, yeah, so I need to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm regretting not flattening out this is it a weave texture on here, but you know, it's what it is. So what I might do is I'm going to sand back a little bit, and I'm going to pop some gesso over just to try and get rid of some of that texture, so that then when I go back over with the next colours or the next layers of the same colours, it gets rid of some of that for me. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay, I think I'll stop for a bit now. Much happier with it. I can, like, the light up here feels much more believable. I need to do something here because I want a bit of shadow, and then like some of the speckles, but I'm not sure how I'll do that with acrylic. I mean, you can flick acrylic, but I'm not sure that'll work in this instance. But so it might just be that I put some shading in. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to leave it as it is. And I like this. It's deliberately quite rough. Let me move it off a bit. It's all quite rough, but I like that. That's more than enough for me. So yeah, it's just this shadow area now. So I mean, what I need to do is get a really thin Payne's grey and do it. But I'm such a chicken. I'm going to do it now. What do you think? Let's do it. Come on. Be brave. It's quite dark still, but if I get tissue, maybe we can rub it off if it is too dark. Okay. Rub it like that. I'm not sure about that. What I'm trying to do is use the brush to give a little bit of texture, like feathery texture, but not too much, obviously. Don't want to go over the top quite like these marks here. It's not quite the specklediness that we were looking for, but that's enough of that. Right, I'm going to leave it be and come back to it later when it's properly dried. Hello, it's Sunday and it wasn't raining, unfortunately, so I've managed to fill up my brown bin and now I can guilt-free come and sit in here for a bit. So the plan is I'm going to sort this background out, and I'm not planning on doing any more on the bird at the moment, but wait and see once I've got the background in if I think it needs it. Some of the pencil marks are showing through, so I might have to do something about that. Although, I mean, I don't hate the pencil marks, I'm not sure. So let's get the background in and then we'll see what we think afterwards. Right, I think I'm done. There they are. I'm really pleased with them, actually. I think, you know, it's one of those things you could keep going on and on forever, and I probably will tweak this one a little bit more, but not for a while. I think I need to leave it be for a while and then come back to it and do some tidying up if I need to. But actually, let me bring it closer. I like the wing. I like the fact there's not a lot going on in there. I like the chest. The only area I'm not sure about is this bit around here. And I don't dislike it. I'm just not sure what it needs. So that's why I think it's time to leave it. I don't know if you can see the detail on the head. I've just had a bit of a fiddle with that, and I'm much more pleased with how that's looking. I did do, you know, sorry, it's a bit wobbly, that thing, I don't know if you've ever got very close to finishing your painting and then accidentally hit it with your brush and then swore a lot and had to wash it off quickly. That just happened to me, so that was fun. But no, I'm pleased with it. I think I still want to work through a bit more of how I can reduce it further but keep the essence of the bird. And I think, having watched back on the video, and I have talked about it while I've been editing it, there were some points where I was filming and I thought, actually, if I'd have stopped there, I would have liked it. And I think that's probably, I find that the hardest thing is taking it too far. And I think that's probably why I like to stop and look at things for a few weeks, because often I do take them too far. So if I stop, then I can work out exactly what it is that I want to tweak, if anything. So I may well go in and do one more watercolour with even less marks and see what that looks like. And I did quite like it before the background went in, so I'll probably go and do that. And I might make it a bit smaller as well, because I feel like that would work. And I have still got these frames that I got from the charity shop, and that would probably be quite a nice size. That's 15 by 50, no, it would be 10 by 10 with the mount. Yeah, so I might do some little ones, watercolours, to frame them up, but not this week, because this week is coming to a close and I've got to go and cook tea, so it's time to stop. So what I would like to know, if any of you get to the end of the video, then if you could answer this for me: are you enjoying the last few weeks? I've done pretty much start to finish of the paintings, just so that you can sort of see the process that I go through. Is that something that you're enjoying watching, or would you rather I jump around a bit more and speed things up? It's difficult to know, and I'm trying not to let the views and the analytics guide my videos, but it does mean if you let me know, then I can maybe make the videos a bit shorter. I'm still holding true to the statement I made a few weeks ago, which is about painting what I want to paint, rather than thinking, oh, that video did well, I'll do something similar. So I'm still going to stick to that. But as for the structure of the videos, that would be quite useful to know. So if you could let me know in the chat, that would be fab. But I am going to let you head off and enjoy your week. It's miserable and rainy now, so I managed to do about half an hour of gardening before it started raining. But it's a bit of a grim afternoon, so I hope it's a bit sunnier the weekend that you're watching it. Have a lovely week. Oh, before I sign off, if you could press the subscribe and like and all that good stuff, that would be great. And now I'm gonna sign off, so have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Bye.